Ok, chicos, vamos a empezar hoy con las pantuflas. Las pantuflas son los slipper verbs. Yo digo zapatillas. I don't say pantuflas, but we'll use pantuflas because it's what's on your salvavidas sheet. En España dicen zapatillas en vez de pantuflas, pero da igual. Hoy vamos a hablar de los slipper verbs. We already talked about them a little bit in class, but I just needed to review a little bit, and then we're going to add in some new things. So a couple of the slipper verbs that you already know are going to be these stem-changing slipper verbs. These are the ones that we used when we were doing Cásate conmigo. We used the verb pedir, which in the third person becomes pidió and pidieron. These other two types of stem-changing slipper verbs, they're not stem changers. So the other two types of slipper verbs we have are the I to the Y and then the I to the Y with accents. So we're going to start here with the I to the Y. Just like our stem changing verbs, they change only in the third person singular and plural. So let's start there. The two verbs we're going to work with today are destruir and construir. Destruir and construir we are going to be using a little bit coming up with Selena. So I figured it'd be a good time to go through these slipper verbs with you. I'm just going to zoom out here a little bit so that you can see my screen. And vamos a rellenar las cajas de los verbos juntos. Okay, we're going to fill in our verb charts together. So first we have destruir. 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 And then we have construir. Construir. The verb destruir means to destroy. If you had to guess what construir means, you would probably guess that it is the opposite of destroy, which to us is going to be to construct. All right. So one thing that we do know about slippers is that they only change in the third person, right? Their stems only change in the third person. Every other person is conjugated just as the same as it is in the regular preterite for these types of verbs. So they're both IR verbs, which means our yo form is going to be an I ending. Destrui with an accent, and then we have construi con acento, no, with an accent mark. Now we can fill in the rest of our verb charts. I'm going to stay in the top portion of our verb boxes here, and we're not going to fill in the third person for a little bit here. So you guessed it, the to form is going to be destruiste. We can bring it over to the right and add is. Destruistes, right? And here we can bring it over and just remove that accent mark. Destruimos. Same thing over here. Construiste. Bring it over to the right. We have our vosotros form. We just add an is on the end. Construistes. And then we have construimos. No acento, okay? Construimos. We only have our accent marks in the preterite in the first person and the third person singular. All right? The only thing that we're going to change in this bottom portion is the I in destruir becomes a Y in the third person. So, destruyó, right? We change that I to a Y, and we add our accent mark. Same thing here. We change that I to a Y, and we add an accent mark. The third person, we still change the I to a Y, but we have no accent marks in the third person plural. So here we have destruyeron, and we have construyeron. The reason it changes I to a Y is because it has to have that same phonetic sound. We can't have three vowels together in Spanish. It would not make the correct sound. So they have to change the I to the Y so that it has the same phonetic sound and is phonetically pleasing to our ear. All right, so those are our 2 I to Y slippers that we're going to focus on. You will see destruir coming up in your packet. All right, the second portion, I'm just going to bring our salvavidas back out. In las salvavidas, we can see there are a few verbs that we have that are I to Y stem changers in the third person, and all the other forms have accent marks, again, to keep it phonetically pleasing. So the 3 verbs that we're going to focus on today are leer, oír, and caerse. All right, so let me zoom out here a little bit so that you can see what I'm looking at. Here we go. Ya está, ¿no? Okay. Otra vez podemos conjugar los verbos. We know the verb leer. We've had that one since Spanish 1. It means to read. We know the verb oír, or at least we should. To listen. / to hear, we'll say. All right, and then the third one, caerse, I don't think that you guys know yet. Uy. Se me fue. Caerse means to fall. Remember, if it's a reflexive, we have me, te, se, os, nos. Right? We have to include those. If we don't, then our conjugation is not correct. All right, so we'll start with leer. All of these are going to have accent marks in all of the forms except for the third person plural. The third person plural form is the only one that does not have an accent mark. All the other ones are going to. So we'll start with leer. Leer is going to be yo leí, because it is an ER verb. Tú leíste. Nosotros leímos. Leísteis. And then here we're going to just change that I to a Y. Leyó, with our accent. And in the third person, we're not going to put an accent mark, but we are going to change the I to a Y. And it becomes leyeron. They read. Same thing with oír. All of them are going to have accent marks. Yo oí. Tú oíste. Nosotros oímos. Vosotros oísteis. And then third person, the I becomes a Y. And we still have our accent mark. Third person plural, I to a Y, and no accent mark. Oyeron. They heard or they listened, right? Last one, me caí. Again, it's still an ER verb, so we're going to have that I ending with an accent. Me caí, te caíste, se cayó, I to the Y, and we add our accent mark. Nosotros caímos, os caísteis, and then se cayeron. Notice I did not write an accent mark in the third person plural of any 3 of these verbs. No acento in the third person plural. Every other form does have an accent mark. So you're going to have to memorize those. They're a little bit strange. We'll continue to work on them. And the last thing I want to touch on is I just want to review those stem changing verbs that are slippers in the preterite. Our stem changing verbs that are slippers in the preterite were IR boot verbs in the present. So that should help you remember them. So we have the verb pedir, we've already used. Dormir, you should know because you've used it since Spanish 1. And divertirse. It looks a lot like a verb or a noun or an adjective that you already know, but we'll come back to that one. So pedir is to order, to ask for. If we remember that from Cásate conmigo. Dormir means to sleep. Muy bien. And then divertirse is to have fun. It looks a lot like divertido, no? To have fun. Bien. Now, in the yo form, we have pedí. Our stem does not change here. Pediste. No accent mark. Pedimos. Pedistes. All right. Third person, the E becomes an I, right? E to I stem changer. And then we have our normal preterite ending there, which is pidió. And then pidieron, right? No acento. Dormir again is going to be a stem changer. So pedir we can write it's an E to I. Dormir is going to be O to U in the preterite. And then E to I. Okay? So yo dormí. Tú dormiste. Dormimos. Dormisteis. And then here we have our stem change. So it goes O to U, durmió. And then we have durmieron. Okay. Last one is our reflexive. I'm actually going to switch pens so that you guys can see it. My pen's a little bit too thick. So let's see here if I have one that will work for us. Me, te, se, os, nos. Why did I write those? Oh yes, folks, because it's a reflexive. So we have to make sure that we include those if it is reflexive. If not, it does change the meaning of our word. So, me divertí. Te divertiste. Say, I'm going to come back to those two because those are where we have our stem changer. Nos divertimos. Os divertisteis. Ay, se me escapó. I don't have enough room. E, last one. These are where we see our stem changer. We have an E right there. That's where we're going to go E to I. So, se divirtió. Se divirtieron. Muy bien, chicos. Espero que les ayude.